Picture this. A city lights up below, but not in the usual comforting way. For Clint Barton, the Hawkeye we thought we knew, it was a grid of potential threats, a vast surveillance network he now existed outside of by choice and by necessity. The superhero civil war had ended, leaving behind a fractured landscape, and Clint, ever the man of quiet conviction, found himself on the wrong side of the law, at least in the eyes of the government. He had stood with Captain America, believing that heroes should not be registered, controlled, or weaponized by any single authority. It was a stand born not of rebellion for rebellion's sake, but from a deep-seated belief in personal liberty and the intrinsic right to do good unfettered. When the dust settled and the Superhuman Registration Act became law, Clint didn't surrender. He didn't sign. Instead, he vanished, becoming a ghost in the system, a fugitive. This wasn't an easy choice. Clint Barton was a family man, grounded, practical. But beneath that pragmatic exterior lay an unwavering moral compass. He understood that sometimes doing what was truly right meant breaking what was legally defined as right. And so, he joined Captain America's Secret Avengers, an underground network of heroes operating beyond the government's watchful, often overreaching eye. They were outlaws, yes, but outlaws fighting for a higher form of justice. In those shadowed months, Clint honed his skills not just as an archer, but as a phantom. He learned to move without a trace, to gather intelligence, to strike with precision, and disappear into the night. It was a period of immense growth, but also of profound isolation. Every mission was a risk, every interaction a potential betrayal. He operated in a world where former allies were now adversaries, and the lines between right and wrong had blurred into a dangerous gray. Yet, he never wavered. His dedication to Steve Rogers, to the ideals they both championed, was absolute. He was a man willing to sacrifice his freedom, his identity, for the principles he held dear. Then came the seismic shock that reverberated through the entire superhero community: Captain America's death. The news hit Clint like a physical blow. The man he had followed, the embodiment of everything he believed in, was gone. It was a moment of profound grief, of despair, but also, surprisingly, of clarity. With Captain America gone, the fight for his ideals felt more urgent than ever. But who was Clint Barton now? The fugitive Hawkeye seemed insufficient, too tied to a past that was slipping away. It was in this crucible of loss and redefinition that Clint Barton ceased to be Hawkeye and became Ronin. The identity was a mask, a new skin, allowing him to operate with complete anonymity, free from the burden of his past as a known hero. Ronin wasn't just a costume change, it was a psychological transformation. He shed the bright, recognizable uniform for something darker, more severe, a testament to the harsh realities of his new world. The Ronin was a masterless samurai, a warrior without allegiance to any state, but bound by an unyielding personal code. For Clint, it represented a commitment to justice that transcended legal boundaries, a weapon wielded solely for good, outside the confines of law or government. Under this new guise, Ronin joined the New Avengers, another assembly of heroes deemed outlaws by Tony Stark's pro-registration government. This new team was raw, often chaotic, but united by their shared status as renegades and their unwavering commitment to protect the innocent, regardless of who signed what bill. Clint, as Ronin, found a new purpose, a new family. He was still a fugitive, still operating in the shadows, but he was no longer alone. He was part of a collective, a band of individuals who, like him, chose principle over compliance. This entire period, from the immediate aftermath of Civil War to his time as Ronin with the New Avengers, was arguably the most defining era for Clint Barton. It wasn't about the flashy arrows or the sharp wit. It was about the profound internal struggle and the unwavering commitment to his core beliefs. It reinforced his anti-authoritarian nature, his innate distrust of unchecked power, and his conviction that true heroism sometimes demands an audacious willingness to break the rules for the greater good. He was a hero who chose the path of the outlaw not out of malice or rebellion, but out of a deep-seated desire for justice that superseded governmental decree. He truly embodied the spirit of an outlaw for justice. Clint Barton's journey as Ronin is a powerful reminder that heroism isn't always about official endorsements or government approval. Sometimes it's about the quiet courage to stand up, even when it means standing alone or with a small band of fellow renegades against the tide. It's about being true to a personal code that prioritizes what's right, even if it's legally wrong. This story of Clint Barton, the Ronin, invites us to reflect on our own definitions of justice and heroism. What does it mean to do good when the rules themselves seem flawed? We'd love to hear your thoughts on Clint's journey. Share your perspective in the comments below. And if you found this exploration compelling, consider liking this video and subscribing for more deep dives into the lives of our favorite heroes.